And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Welcome to Coast Racing Network. It is Thursday night and Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season, week number 7, live tonight from the virtual Lanier National Speedway, a 3/8 of a mile racetrack in distance in what should be a wonderful night of racing for your 358 modifieds, and then we'll have the big block modifieds to come. Again, a huge thank you, of course, Top Notch Trucking and Catalytic Recovery for their support here on Thursday night with the Coast to Coast Racing League. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call, and we have a field of 20 drivers assembling into the pit area for tonight as we get ready to take a look at heat race number 1. There'll be 3 heats on the program. Let's take a look at your first heat race coming up, as your starting lineup will be like this. Cody Graham lines up on the pole position to the outside of the front row. Scott Ramey lines up at a position number 2. Going to the second row from position number 3 with the 32 car of Anthony Morano to the outside. The Team RWB 513 car of Jeffrey Barker will start from position number 4. We go back to the 5th starter in car number 39. It's the Training Wheels Racing entry of Patrick Spangler. He will start alongside your Super Dirt Car Series Venom Racing car number 9 car of Brian Lawson from position number 6. And going shotgun at the back of this field in car number 11 from position number 7, that is Kelly Wheeler. Heat race number 1, rolling round behind the Steve King Foundation safety car as we are ready for a start. Cody Graham and Scott Raomi on the front row. Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder, Fall Season, week number 7 here at Lanier National Speedway. Top Notch Trucking, 358 modifieds on the program. Green flag is out, and we're underway down into the first turn. Graham and Raomi go wheel to wheel. Who's going to have it? Scott Raomi has it. And here comes Cody Graham back to the inside, then to turn number 3, off for turn number 4. Raomi sweeps around the outside. Scott Raomi will lead lap number 1. Keep an eye on Anthony Morano, Jeffrey Barker, Patrick Spangler. Those drivers running 3rd, 4th, and 5th right there as Brian Lawson, Kelly Wheeler going to round out this 7-car field in heat race number 1. We'll see 2 6-car heat races, I believe. In fact, no, we'll see 2 7-car heat races and a 1 6-car heat race for the small block, the 358 modifieds on the program for tonight. Raomi still leads Graham. Now Morano to the outside. Morano going to move up to position number 2. Barker and Spangler, they will go side by side just to the right of your screen. We'll come to 4 down, 4 to run. Look out, Kelly Wheeler going to make a 3 wide on the bottom side on the exit of turn number 4 before they go single file. As they get down into turn number 1 and 2, everybody going to make tonight's 30-lap main event. It's all about starting positions at the moment. Right now, Scott Raomi leading this 7-car field in heat race number 1. Barker got some company with Wheeler as they work down into turn number 1 and 2. Wheeler on the low side. Barker stuck right through the middle of the racetrack. We come to 2 to go at the start-finish line. Scott Raomi in that 4x4 machine, continuing to lead the way, but not without the challenge coming from Anthony Morano in the Full Throttle Motorsports number 32 car. Morano closing the gap as they come to the white flag, nearly making contact there with the left rear quarter panel there, and almost getting into the left rear tyre of Raomi. White flag is out, 1 lap left to go. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Raomi got some company once again, but Morano not going to have enough. Scott Raomi will hold on for heat 3. Well done to Scott Raomi, will lead all 8 laps of heat race number 1. Let's take a look at your results coming up on screen. Scott Raomi, Anthony Morano, Cody Graham, Patrick Spangler, Kelly Wheeler, your top 5. Jeffrey Barker and Brian Lawson to make up what is the 7 cars in heat race number 1. Heat number 2, they will line up like this on the pole position. It'll be the 7 car of Bob DeGood. To the outside of the front row, the 13 of Cullen Johnston from position number 2. Position number 3 with the 93 car of Jason Butterfield. From 4, it's the 20 of Blake Chapman. From 5, the 63 of Joseph Musso. From 6, the 18 of Logan Wentz. And from 7, it's the 28 of Jeff Sharp to make up 7 cars in heat race number 2. The Steve King Foundation safety car is off the racetrack. We're getting ready to go green off turn number 4 on the front straightaway, and Bob the Good got a good jump on the field. Cullen Johnston, was he asleep there on the outside of the front row? But right now, the good leads. Keep an eye on Blake Chapman in that number 20 machine. But here comes Butterfield down to the inside in the black and pink machine. Everything's coming up. Chapman right now was Jason Butterfield goes to the inside. He's got Logan Wentz to the outside. And Musso Sharp. They're really closing in right now. Who was going to have that third spot on the racetrack? Butterfield and Chapman. Chapman still got it at the line. Meanwhile, Bob the Good continuing to lead the way from Cullen Johnston in that 13 machine right there, sitting in the runner-up position. Winner of heat race number 2 will start outside the front row of your 30-lap main event. Now you've got a battle on for second, third, fourth, and fifth right now. Johnston, Butterfield, Chapman, and Wentz as they work side by side between Johnston and Butterfield. Butterfield's got the rundown into turn number 3. He sticks it nearly down to the inside concrete wall. Jason Butterfield has the runner-up spot at the line, but here comes Johnston on the outside. But look at Blake Chapman. He was trying to go through the middle and trying to split the gap right there, but running a little bit higher up on the racetrack in turn number 3 and 4, not by a whole lot of margin. The Good still leading the way there, just shooting out of screen now. Now we'll come back in to the picture right there. Look at that, your top 7 on screen. Less than a second and at 1.5 seconds separating your top 7, your 7 drivers, I should say, in heat race number 2. Still watching Chapman, Johnston along with Logan Wentz. That's your battle for third, fourth, and fifth. Meanwhile, Bob the Good, white flag is out. 1 lap left to go. 3/8 of a mile in distance is all that separates Bob the Good and an outside front row starting position in tonight's main event. Jason Butterfield trying to go back to the inside in the turn number 3 and 4. Bob the Good going to pick up a heat race victory here tonight at Lanier National Speedway. Let's take a look at heat number 2 results, moving quickly through the program. Bob the Good, Jason Butterfield, Blake Chapman, your top 3. Logan Wentz, Jeff Sharp, around at your top 5. Cullen Johnston and Joseph Musso going to make up the drivers that will come home 6th and 7th in heat race number 2. Heat number 3, your third and final heat race of the night. They will line up like this. It's Alex Pomelo in the 397 to the pole position. To the outside of the front row, the catalytic recovery 518 machine of Joseph Grandy from 2. From position number 3, driving the dirt track bank car number 31 machine, that is Brandon Templeton from 4. Driving the Super Dirt Car Series car number 83 entry, that is Dylan Kinsey. And your third and final row, inside outside, driving the 007 machine, the AMR entry of Michael Vecchio will start position number 5. And to the outside, Chris Alvey in car number 96 will start from position number 6. Safety car is off, we're underway, green flag is out, heat number 3 is underway. Pomelo and Grandy, they go side by side. Grandy had a hell of a world finals all last week and finished up Monday night with 2 out of the 3 feature wins. Pomelo will lead, however, will lead lap number 1, but here comes Joseph Grandy. Now Brandon Templeton diving down to the inside. 3 wide off turn number 4 for the race lead. Pomelo, Grandy have the top 2 spots right now, but here comes that dirt track bank car number 31 machine of Brandon Templeton, Dylan Kinsey in the 83 car as well. There's a 4-car battle for the race lead, but right now Alex Pomelo leads the way over Joseph Grandy. Grandy switches from the outside to the inside of the racetrack into turn number 1 and 2, trying to get by the 397 machine of Pomelo. Cross flag sticks around, 4 down, 4 to run. Final race of the night. Grandy going to go around into the concrete wall. We stayed green. Pomelo, Brandon Templeton and Dylan Kinsey. That's now your new top 3. Alvey in 4th position. Vecchio 5th. Grandy back to the pits. Grandy will have to come from what will be position number 18 tonight in the main event. Coming into 2 to go at the completion of this lap. Templeton still trying to close in on the back of the 397 machine of Alex Pomelo. Pomelo, 2 more circuits around Lanier National Speedway to start inside the second row behind the pole sitter of tonight's 30-lap main event. In your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season Week number 7, the white flag is out. So he works out of turn number 2. It'll be 2 left-hand turns for Alex Pomelo, but here comes Brandon Templeton again, just to basically repeat what we've seen in the first two heat races. In the clean up the turn number 4, Alex Pomelo this time will get the win in heat race number 3. We'll bring up your results. Pomelo will lead the field. He led the field over Brandon Templeton, Dylan Kinsey, Chris Alvey, Michael Vecchio, your top 5, and then Joseph Grady comes home in position number 6. We'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Your main event on the other side of this quick commercial break, live tonight from Lanier National Speedway.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
We are back live here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season, week number 7, live tonight from the virtual Lanier National Speedway. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set to take a look at your 30-lap main event. Scott Rayomi and Bob DeGood will make up row number 1. Row number 2 will see Alex Pomelo alongside Anthony Morano. Then we go back to row number 3, Jason Butterfield alongside Brandon Templeton. Row 4 will be Cody Graham and Blake Chapman. Row number 5, Dylan Kinsey alongside Patrick Spangler. The back half of the field, Logan Wentz and Chris Alvey will make up row number 6. Row number 7, it's going to be Kelly Wheeler and Jeff Sharp. Row 8, we'll see Michael Vecchio start alongside Jeffrey Barker. Your second last row, row number 9, Cullen Johnston alongside Joseph Grady. And your 10th and final row, Brian Lawson alongside Joseph Musso to make up your 20 cars in tonight's 13-lap main event. The Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Top-Notch Trucking 358 Modifieds live tonight from the virtual Lanier National Speedway. It's time to go racing to find out who will take out the first feature event tonight. and who will also take good momentum going into the big block modifieds. Big block modifieds to come after this one, but for now, it is 358 modifieds, Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder, full season, week number 7. Let's get dirty for 30. Ryomi and DeGood. DeGood's got the run down the back straight away. Morano, keep an eye on him from that outside of the second row. We're still seeing a lot of 2x2 action as Bob DeGood will lead lap number 1. Ryomi going to battle his teammate of Morano down into turn number 1 and 2. Ryomi's got second at the midway point of the back straight away. But now here comes Morano with a run on the outside. Ryomi still had second at the start-finish line. That's going to be all important if we were to get a yellow flag. But right now we're staying clean and green for the first part of the first couple of laps of this main event. Now Morano's got second at the line at the completion of lap number 3. Pomelo down to the inside. Look at Blake Chapman trying to go 3 wide through the middle on Templeton and Jason Butterfield. We are yellow. Dylan Kinsey in the 83. See if we can find out what happened here on the instant replay. Oh, Logan Wentz just gets into the back of him. So keep an eye on the 18. You see the 83 on screen there. The 18 just got a little too hot in the kitchen. Musso Vecchio stopped on the inside of the racetrack as well. Kinsey going to go around. But that will send us under the yellow flag conditions for the first time as everybody lining up behind the Steve King Foundation safety car. So Bob DeGood will lead the opening 4 laps. Still 26 remaining. Lights are out. DeGood, Morano, Ryomi, Templeton, Pomelo, Chapman, Butterfield, Spangler, Graham and Albie. That's your top 10. Ready to go at green. Bob DeGood brings that Team RWB number 7 machine. The green flag goes up, the throttle goes down, and we're back underway as Bob DeGood continues to lead the way. But now here comes a challenge for the race lead. Morano dove down to the inside, down into turn number 3, but Bob DeGood's got it as Templeton tries to put the same sort of move on Scott Ryomi down into turn number 1 and 2. Ryomi and Templeton side by side. Templeton in the inside in the black, green and white number 31 machine. Ryomi in that red and black number 4 machine, the maroon and black number 4. Look at this, 2x2 challenges on for the race lead as well as Morano looking for the number 1 position, but Bob DeGood doesn't want to give it up just yet, not without a fight at the line. Oh boy, that is too close to call. Maybe Bob DeGood had it at the start-finish line. The only way to tell right now was if we were to see the yellow flag, but it may not matter because if we get to the start-finish line, well, we're not going to, because we're going to find out who led that lap. And DeGood looks like he's been given the spot back, so there must have been very little in it between DeGood and Morano. Just a few 1,000th of a second. So things are really starting to heat up in the kitchen here at Lanier National Speedway for what is Gambler Motorsports and Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season, week number 7. Still plenty of action live tonight here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, tonight after your small block modifieds, we will have your big block modifieds right here from this same very venue. Of course, that'll be all broadcasted live, and then of course after that, after the catalytic recovery big block modifieds, we do have the NASCAR Next Gen Cup cars. They will be traveling to Las Vegas. There is no broadcast this week. Hopefully that is going to be rectified come next week. Again, just waiting on just sorting out all the finer details. Hopefully we get to have the NASCAR Next Gen Cup cars broadcasted live next week here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Here we go. 8 down, 22 to go, and it's the 7 car. Oh, Bob DeGood choosing that inside line. He'll slide it to the middle off turn number 2. Murano got some company with Rayomi this time as Rayomi now looks down to the inside. Templeton and Murano, who looked very strong on the inside of the racing. On the inside of the racing line. Now both those drivers, along with Blake Chapman, they're caught right through the middle of turn number 1 and 2. Rayomi's found his way back to the runner-up position, now trying to come after your race leader, Bob DeGood, just protecting down to the inside. And why wouldn't you? 10 down, 20 to go. Yellow is out. 63 of Joseph Musso. Let's take a look what happened on the instant replay. So just some problems there for the 9 car of Brian Lawson. So some engine dramas going on for that 9 machine. Just somewhat gets into the left 3/4 from what we could assume there. And the 63 car does happen to be facing the wrong way. And he will come in a fast repair on that 63 car. And we'll see the 63 of Joseph Musso come back out in that Fast Eddie's 63. Looks like Brian Lawson back in the pits. Maybe some, like I said, some engine issues on that number 9 machine. It's probably going to force him out for the remainder of this feature event. So don't forget, Sunday night all returns back live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Live and also on Extreme eSpeed TV Sunday Night Showdown. Here we go, back to green as they walk down the front straightaway one more time. And it's still Bob DeGood leading the way from Murano. I'm pretty sure we just went single file there on the restart. Chapman all over the back of Brandon Templeton as they work down the back straight. Templeton, however, closing in on Scott Ramey in that 4 machine. Rayomi still looking to hold on to a podium position. Still got plenty of laps left to run here at Lanier National Speedway. 18 to be exact and make it 17. As Chapman now gets to the outside of the 31 car, Brandon Templeton and Patrick Spangler trying to move past Alex Pomelo for that 6th spot on the racetrack. Now Spangler goes down to the inside, but watching just in front of them is Chapman in the 20 car and the 31 car, the dirt track bank number 31 car, Brandon Templeton. We're almost halfway home, and once we get to the halfway point of this race, Bob DeGood will have officially led 50% of this feature event. Can he go on to lead the back half of the 15 laps of the back half of this main event? Only time will tell. The cross flag sticks around 15 down, 15 to run. DeGood, Murano, Rayomi, that's your top 3. Then you go back to Chapman, Templeton, that making up your top 5. Pomelo, Spangler. Battle is on between Jason Butterfield, the 93, Logan Wentz in the 18, and Cody Graham in the 2 car. That's your battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th on the racetrack. Butterfield and Wentz continue to go side by side. One upstairs, one down to the inside of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Now, boy, look out, the 93 car got a huge run off turn number 4. He'll do the same, he'll get quite a good run off turn number 2, but it was an inside line, maybe top 3 and 4, and bottom 1 and 2. Closing in now, there is a challenge on for the race lead. Bob DeGood just trying to hold firm on the inside of the racing surface. Murano having to do things the hard way here tonight, trying to go through the middle, trying to go around the outside of that Team RWB number 7 machine. Now switches down to the inside, down into turn number 1 and 2. Next time by, at the completion of this lap, there'll be 20 down, 20 down, 10 to go. If you want to give us a 50 lap, I'll take a 50 lapper, but for now it's only 30. DeGood, Murano, Rayomi, Chapman, and Templeton. That's your top 5. You got Pomelo backed in 6th position, lurking in the shadows. A 1 second gap is all that separates. Is your top 6 drivers on screen. Now it goes less than that. Rayomi to the inside on Murano as they work down into 3 and 4 to tick another lap off into the books here at the Lanier National Speedway, the main event. Oh boy, we could be set for an absolute belter of a finish here with just 7.5 to go. To good once again closing in on a checkered flag, but Murano, he now closes in on the rear bumper of that 7 machine, dives down to the inside into turn number 1 and 2. To good still got it through 1 and 2. Murano has to be careful not to give up that outside line because Scott Rayomi's going to take it, and he's taken it, but he hasn't taken second at the line. Murano still got it with 6 to run, but now not for long because Rayomi, he's found it right through the middle of the racetrack. He'll do the same down into 3 and 4. Bob the Good, look out, here comes the 4 car. Scott Rayomi, he won heat race number 1. He started on pole of tonight's 30-lap main event. It was the outside groove that started off very good at the start of this feature event with Bob the Good getting to the race lead. Oh boy, stand up, we're in for a barn burner of a finish coming to 3 to run. Rayomi, Murano, here comes Chapman now. 3 circuits for Bob the Good to lead all 30 laps here tonight at Lanier National Speedway. Chapman will now go to the outside on Murano down the front straight away. Not only do we keep an eye on that battle for that final spot on the podium, but here it comes. White flag is out. Templeton high, wide and handsome. But right now, one more time around Lanier National Speedway. Rayomi gets into the back. Here comes Chapman to the outside. Chapman looking for the race win into turn number 3 and 4. Final time, who's going to get it? Chapman to good. Oh, what are you doing, cameraman? You've just missed the greatest finish of all. Oh, can you believe it? Blake Chapman has stolen it. Blake Chapman by 0.026 of a second. Oh, Blake Chapman, Bob the Good, Brandon Templeton, Anthony Murano, Scott Rayomi, your top 5. Quickly, let's take a look at that instant replay. Let's take a look. Instant replay coming up on screen. There's your finish. Final time. This was a replay. The Good Chapman. Chapman. Can you believe it? What a way to finish off. So this is coming to the white flag, a replay of what we just seen. Look at this, Chapman was 4th at the line. The contact from Rayomi into Good. Templeton was 5th. And look at this finish. Let's try and stop it right there. That is your finish, and Blake Chapman. And that goes to show you right there at how close this race was. Holy cow. Let's bring up your feature race results right now. Here it is on screen again. Chapman gets the win over to Good and Templeton. Murano, Rayomi, your top 5. Pomelo, Wentz, Graham, Butterfield, and Spangler, your top 10. We go over the page. Grandy, Sharp, Kinsey, Barker, Wheeler, Alvey, Vecchio, Musso, Johnson, and Lawson. A chaotic and hectic way to open up the first of 2 races on the program. Let's go trackside, chat to the man that comes home 3rd place tonight. It's the 31 car of Brandon Templeton. Brandon, congratulations on this 3rd place finish. Well, I mean, coming to the white flag, you were sitting in 5th spot, and you somehow walk away with the 3rd place. You've got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that one, towards the end. I just thought it was going to be riding it out to the finish line. But I thought, with that last restart, I thought, well, it won't hurt anything for the last 3 laps to just throw it up in the marbles against the outside wall. Nobody had really tried it for about 20 laps, So I thought, throw it up there. And there really was something there, I just didn't have enough time to really work past the traffic. But, it seemed like that top was really coming in. So I have to keep an eye on that in the big blocks.
talk us about trying to work your way again, try and keep your way up the front, but also trying to maneuver all over this racetrack. Because guys at the start of the race they were on the middle of the racetrack. Then guys sort of ventured down to the bottom of the racetrack. Then they went back to the bottom. As you said, that top side was starting to come into play, but. Talk about what it was like, only having a couple of cautions in this 30-lap main event, and really having to maneuver around this racetrack to get that best possible finish for that 31 car.
Yeah, I'll take it. It was a lot of fun. We were working traffic the whole time, and for the most part, it was really clean race for as much as we were side by side and close to each other up front. So I'll take it. It was a good, fun race. Had a blast.
Brandon, well done on third place here tonight. Before we let you go for the 358 modified portion of the night, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 31 car.
I got to thank Jay with the Dirt Track Bank for supporting us and supporting Got Your Six Racing Network and Friday Night Lights. They've stepped up, and that's really cool. It's going to be a fun season starting out tomorrow, so come out and join us if you haven't signed up. Got to thank Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, Hammer Down Racing Team, you for doing the broadcast, Roger and everybody behind the scenes with Coast to Coast. Everybody, sponsoring the divisions. It's a pretty cool deal. Venom Racing, I know, helps out with some of these, so thanks to them and Lawson and Salas, those guys, I know they like the mods. So thanks to them for supporting it and keeping it going. It's a lot of fun. And pretty much thanks for everyone watching at home.
There we go. Brandon Templeton home in third place. Home in second place tonight. And he was just 0.026 of a second of leading all 30 laps here tonight. But he leads 29 and 3/4 of this one. Bob the Good. Bob. Second spot, yeah. This one must suck and must sting a little bit.
Yes, it sure does. It sure does.
Started outside front row. You got to the lead. You had the lead for all of that race, other than those final few feet coming to the line.
Yeah.
Talk us what was going through your mind after the little contact there from Scott, that obviously unintentional, but talk us what was going through your mind there as you worked down the back straight on the white flag lap.
I really didn't see the contact coming. It was kind of caught me off guard, and it got me sideways, and I scrubbed off a little bit of speed, and that's all it took. And then I was kind of a sitting duck for Blake to run me down, and it took him all the way around the track to get it done, but he did, and I don't know. Margin of victory was not very much.
0.026. So I mean, you're looking at less than 3/100ths of a second. But as much as this one stinged, does it give you good momentum, good progress, and going into the big box coming up here in a few moments' time?
Well, I'm not going to be able to race the big block race tonight. I've got another commitment to go to, but it should help going forward. I mean, I learned some things. Particularly in the warm-up, and I think that that's going to help from here on out.
Well, Bob, I'll tell you what, looking forward to seeing you back next week. Like I said, this one, I feel like I can hear it in your voice. This one certainly does sting just a little bit. But Bob, hats off on a hell of a drive here tonight. No doubt before we let you go. It's sponsors, shout out to all that good stuff, buddy, who helps you on this 7 car.
Yep. Malcolm Mills, Mill Riding, and Coast to Coast Racing League. Like to thank them, Roger Craig for everything he does in the league, and that's it.
We can certainly hear the disappointment in Bob the Good's voice, but nonetheless a stellar drive from that 7 car. But, well, getting the victory here tonight and leaving it till the very few final feet of this one, it is the 20 car of Blake Chapman. Blake, coming to one to go, you were 4th at the line. Did you think that you had any sort of chance at winning this one?
No, I didn't think there was even a shot. I mean, I was just kind of waiting for those guys because they were racing hard about the last 10 laps, and I was pretty consistent with my line, and I was just kind of waiting for something to happen. If they, get together or whatever, and if that happened with 5 laps left to go, I didn't expect to win. I mean, hopefully I could pick off a guy or two, but yeah, I'm not sure what happened there on that last lap, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good.
Well, proved to be the case tonight. Both lucky and good at the same time, Blake. For the most part, you sat around 4th, 5th all night long. I mean, was it just tough to pass out there? Because, those guys out in front, like you said, they were racing each other hard, and you guys just sort of unable to get close enough to go for that slot or anything.
Yeah, it was pretty tough because that middle line was fast all night long, and you could look high or look low, but it was tough to build up enough momentum to get around a guy if he's running the middle too. So I ventured up top and down low a little bit, and I didn't like what I felt up there, and so I just stuck with the middle, and I really didn't expect to win that race. I kind of feel bad taking it away from Bob. He ran a terrific race, and he does a lot for the league. I'm sure a lot of guys would have liked to see him win this, but all in all, it was a really, really fun race.
Blake, well done on the win here tonight at Lanier in the top-notch striking 358 modifieds. We'll let you take everybody involved on this 20 car.
Yeah, I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting, all the guys at the Krite Sim Racing Team. I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. You can head over to their website and use code CART for 15% off some of their delicious South Dakota homegrown popcorn. And I got to thank you for putting this broadcast on, Brett.
Blake, well done on the win. Hopefully we'll see you back in the big blocks very shortly.
Thank you.
There we go, Blake Chapman, your winner here tonight from Lanier National Speedway in your 358 modified division. In the thanks to Top Notch Striking, well, we've got our catalytic recovery big block modifieds coming up in a few moments' time. So with that being said, what we'll do, we'll take this opportunity right now to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV, step aside here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and come back with your big block modifieds from Lanier National Speedway. I can tell you, I think we're already looking at about 15 or 16 drivers signed into the pit area for tonight already. So with that being said, we'll pay some bills, come back on the other side of this. You're watching Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season Week number 7 live tonight from the virtual Lanier National Speedway, live on Ultimate Dirt TV and live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat. Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
As we welcome you back live to Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, live from Lanier National Speedway, your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder, fall season, week number 7. And now we're just seeing the top-notch trucking 358 modifieds have their run. Now it is time for the catalytic recovery. Big block modifieds once again here from Lanier National Speedway. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call. And once again, a field of 21 drivers have signed into the virtual pit area for the big block modifieds as they get prepared and in preparation for what will be the 7th week of this season. Next week, on Thursday night, we will travel to the longest dirt track on the iRacing.com service, USA International Speedway, followed by what will be week number 9. On Thursday night, we go to Kern County Raceway, the newest dirt track that we have on the service. Then week number 10, we go to Lucas Oil. In the week number 11, in the penultimate week of the season, we head to Williams Grove Speedway, following up with week number 12, the final week of the season before your silly season. Week number 13, we round it off in Rossburg, Ohio, live from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Can we look forward to having your company over the next month and a bit to wrap up what will be the fall season for 2023. With that being said, it is time to go racing from Lanier National Speedway. As we get ready to take a look, randomized grids for heat race number 1. Let's take a look at how they line up here on the pole position. It's going to be, not that one, on the pole position, it's going to be the 93 car of Jason Butterfield. Coleman and lines up the 24 from position number 2. Position number 3 with the 39 car, Patrick Spangler. Position number 4, the 31 of Brandon Templeton. From 5, it's the 28 of Jeff Sharp. From 6, the 32 of Anthony Morano. And from 7, the 83 of Dylan Kinsey. So heat number 1, about to roll here at Lanier National Speedway behind the Steve King Foundation safety car. And our field is set once again. Safety car will come in field. And Jason Butterfield, Coleman, and initial starts are on the iRacing green flag, and he restarts will be on the leader of turn number 4. Simple standard rules and standard procedures apply. We are green for the big block modifieds, the catalytic recovery big block modifieds, and Jason Butterfield is going to lead for the first time down the back straight away. Then we go back to Spangler on the inside right now. Spangler almost, and now in fact has found his way to the runner-up spot. Oh boy, look out, Spangler. We could be going yellow. No, we're going to stay green for the moment. Spangler is going to park himself in the back for this one. Not too happy about it. That didn't obviously mean to get into the back of the 93 car of Butterfield. Butterfield ended up going around, but that gives Kyle Moonen the race lead. Although Brandon Templeton, Anthony Morano, both these drivers finished top 5 in the small blocks. Thanks to top-notch trucking main event. We'll see if they can give themselves a decent starting spot in tonight's 30-lap feature event. But right now, it's Kyle Moonen. 4 down and 4 to run. Moonen sending it upstairs into turn number 1. Down to the low side, sliding it to the middle goes Brandon Templeton, the 31, and Morano doing what Morano does best. He tries to stick it down to the inside, drifts up a little bit, just gets in the slick and just skates across the racetrack. Butterfield back to the pit area along with Patrick Spangler leading the 5 cars on the racing surface, and 3 of those are battling it out for the race lead. 2 to run. Morano has got the race lead, but not for long. Moonen back to the outside. Templeton thought about trying to go through the middle, trying to go with a different route to the number 1 position, but Kyle Moonen still holds on to the top spot. Look at him work the wheel as he works the wheel too much, and the car jumped the cushion. Oh, flipping wildly there as they work on the white flag lap. Morano Back straight away for the final time into turn number 3. Anthony Morano is going to pick up heat race number 1. He will start on pole of your 30-lap feature event. Oh boy, what a way to open up heat race number 1. Anthony Morano gets the win over Brandon Templeton in second. Jeff Sharp will come home with third position. Fourth, it'll be Dylan Kinsey. Coleman and rounds out your top 5. Jason Butterfield, Patrick Spangler will come home 6th and 7th position. Heat number 2 lining up like this on the pole position. It's going to be the 63 car of Joseph Musso to the outside of the front row. Your 358 modified main event winner of Blake Chapman from position number 2. Position number 3, we see the 18 car of Logan Wentz line up alongside Scott Riomi in the 4 car from position number 4. From 5, it's the 161 of Terry Landis. From 6, it's the 61 of Jacob Musso. And from 7, it's the 007 entry of Michael Vecchio. So heat 2, cars rolling as they've been given the 1 green signal right there from race control. And the Steve King Foundation safety car about to pull to the infield. And we're getting ready to light them up once again here at Lanier National Speedway. 7 cars, 8 laps on the board. Winner of heat number 2 will start outside of Anthony Morano on the front row. Who will it be? Will it be Musso or Chapman? Chapman already picking up, and I wouldn't say picking up, he stole the main event victory from Bob DeCourt as Joseph Musso will lead lap number 1. We go back to last week in the World Finals. Remember, it was Jacob and Joseph Musso who went 1 and 2 on what was last Thursday night. See how they prepare themselves here as we work on what will be the 3rd lap complete of Blake Chapman railing it around the outside, sending it upstairs, selling some t-shirts while he's at it. Logan Wentz going to try and follow the rear bumper of that 20 machine. Now Logan Wentz looking to make this a 3-car battle for the top 3 spots, make that the top spot on the racetrack. Although Logan Wentz has gotten to the outside there, and Joseph Joseph that is, I'll spit that out eventually. Still stuck on the inside the racing line. I think the outside is probably the preferred line. Look at Jacob Musso in the 61K. He's showing in how it's all done. As now Logan Wentz dies down to the inside. That's a very risky and gutsy call to make after just 5 completed laps. Doesn't need to follow the 20 car. Oh, Blake Chapman alone. Logan Wentz looks very good. They nearly make a bit of contact. I think there was contact right at the start-finish line. Very little in it, but there was some sort of contact between Chapman and Wentz. Wentz was able to keep it going. Wentz got a little tight there in the center of 3 and 4 with 1 lap left to go for Blake Chapman to start, and looking to start outside pole position of tonight's main event. Final time into turn number 3, off for turn number 4. Musso with a big run. Speaking of Musso, Musso went with a big time bombs on Wentz and Riomi. Heat 2 results. Scott Riomi, unfortunately, was sitting in around the 4th position. Jacob Musso went for the big Hail Mary slider, but there is heat number 2 results. Chapman gets the win over Logan Wentz. Joseph and Jacob Musso home in 3rd, 4th. Michael Vecchio rounds out your top 5. Terry Landis and Scott Riomi will come home positions number 6 and 7. Heat number 3. Lining up on the racetrack, Cody Graham in the 2 car will start on pole. Jeffrey Barker in the 513 will start from position number 2. Position number 3 will be the 122 of Brian Dickens. From 4, it's the 96 of Chris Albee. Position number 5 of the 13 car of Cullen Johnson. The 1 of Zachary Bardsley lines up at a position number 6. And the 397 of Alex Pomelo will start from position number 7. So waiting for a couple of cars to make their way onto the racetrack as we get set for what will be the 3rd and final heat race of the night. Looks like Cody Graham and Brian Dickens will not make the call. As we wait for the Steve King Foundation safety car to roll away, it does. So that's going to move up what will be Cullen Johnston now to the pole position. He was scheduled to line up from position number 5, and Alex Pomelo was scheduled to start position number 7. He's now going to move to position number 3. So Graham and Dickens, they've got their work cut out for him. Should they come back for the main event? 5 cars, heat number 3, 8 laps on the board. Green flag is out. So work down into turn number 1, off for turn number 2, 3 wide down the back straight away. Cullen Johnston just trying to hold his line, just trying to hold the nerve. But Alex Pomelo, as it's going to stand from the 7th starting position, although he slotted into position number 3, has found his way to the race lead. Barker still trying to work over the 13 car of Johnston. Johnston looking to does get a little loose there on the exit of turn number 4. Bardsley down to the inside in that number 1 machine. Now looking for the runner-up spot as they work down the back straightaway. Barker finding himself back there in position number 4. Barker trying to get by the 13 car of Cullen Johnston. Barker now successfully completes the pass down into turn number 3. Johnson, can he rail back around the outside of the 513 car? Almost got to the side of the 513, the mega plumbing entry. Pomelo opening up over a 1 second lead. It's a 1.3. It'll almost go to 1.4 seconds at some stages throughout the course. Oh, there it is. Goes 1.4, 1.5. Then, well, Bardsley closes in down the back straight away. 2 laps left to run here in heat race number 3. Final heat race of the night before we'll take a break during the warm-up session and then come back with our 30-lap main event. Bardsley could have some company right now with Jeffrey Barker, although the white flag is out. 1 lap displayed. The white flag for Alex Pomelo into turn number 3. Bardsley, Barker, who's going to have second and third off of turn number 4. Pomelo will win. Bardsley holding the second. Barker will grab third. Alvey fourth and Johnston. Going to round out your top 5. Heat number 3 results coming up on screen. Here it is. Alex Pomelo with the win. Zachary Bardsley second. Jeffrey Barker third. Chris Alvey, Cullen Johnson. Round out your 5 drivers for heat number 3. Graham and Dickens did not make the call. That being said, we'll take this opportunity right now to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Step aside here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Come back with your 30-lap main event. Gambler Motorsports. Thursday Night Thunder. Live from Lanier National Speedway. In your catalytic recovery, big block modifieds. Right, well, turns out I'm actually a little bit of a spud because I realised I've just played the wrong video. So apologies about that one. I was wondering why we were going green and my ad was, again, I wasn't paying attention. But welcome you back to Ultimate Dirt TV. Welcome you back to Coast Racing Network. Big Block Modifieds, thanks to Catalytic Recovery. Take a look at your starting lineup, your 21 drivers. Row number 1 going to be Anthony Morano alongside Blake Chapman. Row 2 is going to be Alex Pomelo and Brandon Templeton. Row 3, Logan Wentz and Zachary Bardsley. Row 4, Jeff Sharp and Joseph Musso. Row 5, it'll be Jeffrey Barker and Dylan Kinsey. Row 6, Jacob Musso and Chris Albee. Row 7, Kyle Moonen and Michael Vecchio. Row 8, Cullen Johnston and Jason Butterfield. Row 9, Terry Landis, Cody Graham. Row 10, Patrick Spangler and Scott Rayomi. And if we get there, the final row, final starter will be Brian Dickens in the 122 machine. So again, looks like Graham and Dickens did not make the call, so a field of 19 cars take to the racetrack. Lights are out. And we send them around one more time. Your Catalytic Recovery Big Block Modified, Catalytic Recovery Big Block Modified main event. Let's get dirty for 30 here at Lanier National Speedway. 19 cars, 30 laps. Who will claim victory? Who will reign supreme here at Lanier? Let's find out with Morano. Morano going to lead the opening lap, watching Chapman battle it out with Alex Pomelo. Chapman again. Slides it up to the cushion, slides it up to the concrete wall, that inside line. Working a treat at the moment here in the opening couple of laps. Logan Wentz now looking to find his way quickly into a podium position as Chapman is figured well it's best to get downstairs. Look at Brandon Templeton. Figured out late in that 358 modified main event that the top side was just starting to come in but didn't have enough laps or time to make it work, make it stick. Chapman back to the outside on Pomelo as they drag race off turn number 2. Blake Chapman has now found his way to position number 2, but Pomelo says, not just yet. You know I want that spot just as much as you do. So now you've got Pomelo and Chapman. Pomelo's got second at the line. And as these two continue to battle out, it does two things right now. It brings the 18 car of Logan Wentz into the picture to make it a three-way battle for that runner-up position, but it also lets Anthony Morano sweep away from the rest of the field and drive away from the competition, but only time will tell on how big that will be unless we get a caution. At this stage, Morano, he's opened up 1/10 of a second. Look out, Wentz, boy! There was not a whole lot of room left on the outside. It was a lane, and that's all that Logan Wentz needed as Blake Chapman. He was trying, I don't want to say he was trying to squeeze him up. He was certainly leaving a lane. He wasn't leaving much of a lane, but hey, why would you? When you're racing for a podium position, when you're racing for a win in a championship, you do absolutely anything possible without wrecking the guy intentionally to get and hold on to a podium spot. Terry Landis around on the exit of turn number 4. And we've seen it there. We've seen the likes of Pomelo, Wentz, Chapman there to take evasive action. And that will bring out our first caution of the night. So the 161 car of Terry Landis will find himself on the virtual tow. And he's back in the pit area. But that battle between Chapman, Pomelo, Wentz. For that second, third and fourth spot after letting Anthony Morano shoot out to almost a second lead. It's really going to open up things later on tonight. So still a lot on the line for these drivers. We get ready to go back green. the 32 car of Morano. Coming to the green, 8 down, 22 to go. And the green flag flies with Morano stopping the throttle down to the floor. We're back underway. Oh boy, Zachary Bardsley. It was all sorts of out of shape in the middle of turn number 1 and 2. There may have had a helping hand, but he kept it pointed in the right direction. Didn't lose any spots, and we stayed green. There's Jeff Sharp, and the 28 machine has now found his way up into position number 3, and Logan went from battling for a podium position. Now he's staying just inside the top 5. Pomelo as well. Pomelo gets into the back of Sharp. Let's keep an eye on this battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th right now, but also keep an eye on the gap between your leader of Anthony Morano and Blake Chapman. It's down to less than 2/10 of a second. If I see that it's all going to change very quickly, we will certainly go back to the race lead. But right now, watching Sharp and Pomelo. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Good battle happening for 1st and 2nd, but also good battling happening for 3rd and 4th. And I'm sure there is a number of battles all throughout this 19-car field. So the catalytic recovery big block modified main event is under the caution flag behind the Steve King Foundation safety car. We'll get ready to go back. Green flag. Lights are out. Back to green. Morano and Chapman. This time it's 12 down with 18 to run. And where does Chapman go on this restart? He goes a lane higher than what Morano is. Morano was right up on the inside wall through 1 and 2. He'll now move above it, just above that apron line. And now he's going to stick down to the inside once again. Morano still the race leader from Blake Chapman. Sharp, Wentz, Pomelo, your top 5. Bardsley now trying to move into position number 5. Look at Dylan Kinsey had to check up there to stop from getting into the back of Zachary Bardsley in the 1 machine, allowing Barker to get to the inside on Kinsey. Sharp trying to come after the podium, and once again, cross flag sticks are out. 15 down, 15 to run. And it's Anthony Morano from Blake Chapman, Logan Wentz, Jeff Sharp, Alex Pomelo. That's your top 5. Let's go back and watch Blake Chapman in that 20 machine. How can he navigate his way to the back end of that 32 car? And then how will he navigate the way around that 32? Will he get lucky like he did in the 358 modified? Because going to the white flag, he was sitting in 4th. We'll see if things will play out a little differently for this one for Blake Chapman. We'll see if he can sweep Lanier National Speedway night on fall season week number 7 of the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Series. Live on Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Morano starting to open up that door just a little bit, and I'll tell you what, if you give him a sniff, he's gonna take it. Wentz trying to close in now on the battle to make it a 3-way dance for the race lead, but just losing touch there was Logan Wentz. Now Pomelo to the inside on Sharp as they work down into the 1st and 2nd turn down the back straightaway. Sharp looking to come back at Pomelo. Pomelo was good in the opening handful of laps of this exchange main event. Pomelo just opens up a little bit of a breathing room back to Jeff Sharp there. Morano, Chapman, Wentz, your top three. Once again, back up front, watching your leader and your runner-up driver of Blake Chapman. Morano still leads with what will be 7 laps left to run. And can he do it? Although you get the feeling right now he's done exactly what Bob DeGood had done and led every lap of this feature event, and the yellow flag comes out. Ooh boy, things are getting spicy. It's getting hot in the kitchen. And with 6 to run, Morano, right now it is his race to lose. And with what should be single file restarts as well too, folks. Single file restarts should be in order behind the Steve King Foundation safety car. Morano and their Full Throttle Motorsports number 32 machine. He can taste victory. He looks at victory lane on the front straight and rolls past it, thinks that's where I want to be in 6 laps time once we go back to green. And it's only a matter of time until we find out which one of these drivers will reign supreme. Here in the catalytic recovery, big block modified main event, as right now Morano leads him down through the first and second turn once again. Chapman, Wentz, Pomelo and Sharp again. That's your top 5 as they work with just 5 laps left to run. It's hard to know where to look right now because I want to look at this battle. Oh, look out, we're going to go yellow. Zachary Barnsley, Jeffrey Barker involved in a little scuffle there on the in turns 1. Barker just got into the back of the one machine that looked like a Barnsley. See instant replay on screen. Well, it looks like, it almost looked like where Barker had nowhere to go. Barnsley looked like he just slowed right down. By the way, both those drivers, they've been sent to the tail end of the field. Now we have 4 to run. Lights still flashing on your Steve King Foundation safety car. Four remaining. Coming to green. Morano, Chapman and Wentz, your top 3. Which of these 3 drivers will we talk to on the podium post-race? We're going to find out because it is not a whole lot of racing left to be had here at Lanier. In the catalytic recovery, big block modified main event, they're 3 wide between Sharp, Moonen and Pomelo. That is your battle for 4th, 5th and 6th happening on the racetrack, but we stay focused right now on what is happening up near the front of the field. Anthony Morano is now 2 circuits away from visiting victory lane here at Lanier National Speedway and a lap and a half away from stopping Blake Chapman, going back to back in the 358 and big block modified main event victories. White flag is out. 4 turns, 3/8 of a mile. Who will it be? Into 1 and 2, and it's going to be Anthony Morano. Chapman is all over the back of him, down the back straight away. Final time, final couple of left-hand turns. Morano sticks it down to the inside. Anthony Morano's going to go to victory lane. Anthony Morano will win your Catalytic Recovery Big Block Modified main event over Blake Chapman, who comes home in second spot. Logan Wentz third. Fourth at the line will bring up your results will be Jeff Sharp. Fifth is going to go to Alex Pomelo. Sixth will be Coleman and Dylan Kinsey, Joseph Musso, Scott Rayomi, Patrick Spengler. That is your top 10. 11th is going to be Marco Vecchio, Jacob Musso. 12th, Brandon Templeton. 13th, Chris Albee. 14th, 15th, it's Zachary Barsley. 16th, Jeffrey Barker. Cullen Johnston in 17th on the last car on the lead lap, and the 2 cars finishing a couple of laps down. Terry Landis 2 laps down in 18th position, and 19th is going to be Jason Butterfield. Of course, we know Cody Graham, Brian Dickens did not make the call for your 30-lap main event. But now it is time to go trackside and chat to your top 3 and how they finished here at Lanier National Speedway. We'll chat to the man that comes home in 3rd place tonight. It is going to be Logan Wentz. In fact, we'll just wait for Logan to jump out of the virtual race car and in he comes home in 3rd place tonight. It's Logan Wentz. Logan, congratulations on 3rd place. And boy, that was the 3rd place. You really had to earn it and work it tonight.
Yeah, I was having a little bit of trouble getting by Pavlov, but he made a couple of mistakes and I was able to take my chances and made it work.
A lot of drivers using that inside line, some drivers using the middle of the racetrack again, that cushion. It just didn't like that the top side was the place to be, whether it was the 358s or even the big blocks. It just almost looked like that top side was pretty much near non-existent here tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be there in warm-ups, but when it came to feature time, it wasn't really. I tried running the top first couple of laps. I got around 1 or 2 people, but it just wasn't really working. So I moved down to the bottom and started moving along.
Logan, hell of a job here tonight in 3rd place. Before we let you go, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 18 machine.
I think Moreno Racing, Super Dirt Car Series, JT Screen Printing, WGG, Epilepsy Foundation of America, and Third FX Designs for doing all the paints.
There we go. Logan Wentz home in 3rd place, home in 2nd spot tonight. He picked up the main event win in the 358 Modifieds thanks to top-notch trucking, but your Catalytic Recovery Big Block Modified main event runner-up is Blake Chapman. Blake, well, he didn't get as lucky as this time, but man, I'll tell you what, you really stuck it to the 32 car of Anthony Morano, but a 2nd spot we'll have to do here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take it. It seemed like it almost just rubbered up there on the bottom, so didn't want to move off of that at all. And after seeing what happened in that last race, I wasn't going to push it too hard and cause any trouble. So on a track like that, I'll definitely take 2nd.
I was just saying to Logan that that the top side again really wasn't the place to be if you weren't down on the bottom or in the middle. If you were up top, you were getting pretty much hung out to dry.
Yeah, absolutely. That's weird. I mean, it seems like at most tracks, the top's the place to be, and every time I've raced at Lanier, it seems like that top usually comes in pretty good. But tonight was different for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of running the top in these things, so I'll definitely take a feature that's down low for sure.
Certainly keep it in the notes, in the memory banks for maybe another night whenever we come back here next. But Blake, congratulations on this podium finish once again here tonight, this time in your Catalytic Recovery Big Block Modifieds. Blake, before we let you go, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 20 car.
Yeah, I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting, all the guys down at the Kreitz Sim Racing team, and I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. I got to thank Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some delicious popcorn. You can head over and check them out on their website, and don't forget to use code CART at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. And I got to thank you for putting this broadcast on.
Blake, right on a 2nd spot. We'll see you back next week.
Thank you.
Blake Chapman home in second spot. And your winner tonight in the Catalytic Recovery Big Block Modified main event win goes to the man that starts on pole tonight, the 32 car of Anthony Morano. Anthony, congratulations on this victory. And well, you had your challenges and you had your company from behind you, but cool, calm, and collected. You must be nervous, but thrilled about that result.
I was definitely nervous seeing Blake's name there. I was like, yeah, it's going to make it a little more tricky. But, I mean, the track got real one line. So it was just my main thing was don't spin the tires, come out of the corner. He's going to blow my doors off. So that was pretty much all he could do. And hold on.
What was going through your mind? You had a couple of cautions inside the last 10 laps, of course, making it single file. That obviously helped you because then you didn't have to worry about Blake on your outside. Do you think the single file restarts helped? Do you think they helped you, or would you prefer to go a double file?
I think double file would have helped me out a little bit because then he would have had to move up the track, and then Logan would have been underneath him, or I think Alex was there for a little while too. But yeah, I would have had to move him up the track, but then I would have had Logan on my rear end trying to do the same thing. So I mean, single file helps out because you get to jump on the restart. So I mean, I'll take that any day with 10 to go, especially with Blake behind me.
Well, Anthony, congratulations on the victory here tonight in the Catalytic Recovery Big Block Modified main event here at Lanier National Speedway. Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season Week number 7. Anthony, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 32 car before you get out of here and celebrate.
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, all the boys over at Full Throttle Motorsports, Dean at Super Dirt Car, DJ Sim Shop, GripHack.com, Swan Speed Shop, and Hi Mom Lens with Logan Wentz.
Anthony, well done on the win. We'll see you back next week at USA.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There we go. Anthony Morano, your winner here tonight from the Lanier National Speedway in the Big Block Modifieds, thanks to Catalytic Recovery. We've still got one race on the program to come here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll bring in Marty. Marty, you got NASCAR Next Gen Cup Series at Las Vegas. How you feeling?
Next Gen's at Vegas never disappoint here, Brett. So we're looking forward to it. Coming in once again at the last second. Should be a lot of fun. Just a heads up, if the stream does not come back, because we had issues last time I came out at the last second. If the stream does not come back and does not resolve, head over to the Slide Job Racing Network YouTube channel, where we will have the stream set for you. That's the backup just in case, as always.
All right, well, with that being said, what we're going to do, we're going to take a little break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Myself on Ultimate Dirt TV, we are going to head on out of here. But again, make sure you stick around. Like Marty just said, if the stream does fall here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, we'll put a link in the YouTube chat on where you can go. And we'll put it out on the social media page on where you can watch. But for now, it's going to be here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and Slide Job Racing Network. But until next time, I'm Brett Wheeler, signing off, saying good night.